Welcome back, everyone, to another PokerBuzz podcast. This podcast is with an international pro poker player who has achieved winning one of the most prestigious events and to be the first to do so in its category. It is with the greatest pleasure to introduce to you all the inaugural 2020 WSOP online main event champion, the young gun from Bulgaria, Stoyan Menangiev. Welcome,
Thank you.
Stoyan. You're welcome.
Thanks for inviting me here, and nice to meet you guys.
You're welcome. And with us today is our co-host, Daniel O'Shea. Hey, Dan, thanks for joining us today on such a one and only podcast.
I couldn't miss it. Always a pleasure, Scylla.
Yeah, thank you. So, Stoyan, before we get into everything, being a girl, I have to ask, for me, it's not only about, I play poker, but, on a different level, not your level, but it's all about the bling. The bling. Have you got the bling with you, please? We need to see that bracelet.
Yeah, I got it here. I'm prepared
Awesome.
for the interview. And I like it so much, and I'm so happy that this is already here.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So I have to ask these questions. Is it heavy?
Well, not so heavy, but it definitely makes you feel very good when you see it around.
Yeah.
Even I consider when I'm playing to have it around, maybe it boosts my stimulation a bit. I don't know. It just makes you feel a little bit sharper,
Have you
Oh,
happened
it
to
would,
wear it to
definitely.
a live event since winning it?
Nothing big, just some local tournament here in Bulgaria, in Sofia, Bulgaria. But I'm definitely looking forward for some events. Of course, it depends from the COVID situation. It's actually really bad now in Europe, so I can't see we have events soon. But when they are on, I'll be on too.
So, Stoyan, I just want to ask you, have you worn the bracelet around the house, like held it in your hands and thinking, oh my God, this is mine. I did it. Wow. Have you done that?
It was like that the first moment after I won the tournament. But yeah, the bracelet is not with me then. But I was crazy. Literally, haven't felt like that since then. Like realizing I'm the champion. I won the biggest tournament for the year, the biggest tournament online ever. Just felt amazing. Hard to describe. Maybe my neighbors can describe it better because it was late and I was screaming and jumping. It was a whole month after the win since I received the bracelet. A month passed, so I had a little time to handle my emotions. But for the bracelet coming here in Bulgaria in my hands, I organized some party, and it was the first moment with me seeing the actual bracelet, touching it and stuff. And I recorded this. It's in Instagram. You can see my emotions there. I was really happy. A lot of friends were with me for the moment. We celebrated. It was a very nice party, and enjoyed it so much.
Did I hear that correctly? It took a month for it to arrive?
Yeah, because of COVID, and it's just I had to take it from the customs, so all of this took some time. And
I don't feel so bad waiting for a month and a half for my item to arrive from overseas. When Paul, you hadn't to wait for that, you would have seen that and it would have felt like you won twice.
I waited for that for 10 years, so 1 month it's okay.
Yeah. Well
So
deserved.
Stoen,
Damn.
yeah, well deserved for sure. So Stoen, did you plan on actually going to play the WSOP this year live? Was that
Well,
on the cards for you?
I can't really say 100% if I would play it, because every year, like in the winter, I'm like, okay, this summer I'm going to play the World Series, but then because you need visa from Bulgaria to visit United States, so you need to do the process for taking the visa, and that takes some time. So I always postponed it. There was always good series and tournaments which are running online, and I'm mostly an online player, to be honest, since till now at least. And because I think every poker player is like that, when there is a big series upcoming, they're very decisive for his situation. I mean, if you win big, you of course want to go and play some live tournaments. But if you run bad, you're not so confident. The bankroll struggles, and it's not a good time to shoot. So it was always like that. Like in May, there are scoops, and after that is the World Series. So plus the visa situation, I still haven't been in Vegas. So I can't really answer. Probably I would. I think it's like 60-40 that I would go. But when I saw it online, I was confident that I'm definitely playing.
I'd just like to say that I'm really impressed by something that you just happened to mention there that a lot of people might not have picked up. And I've read a lot of things regarding how you are quite an unknown player in regards to taking it down up against your competitors on your tables. But what you just said really tells me that this is something that you've been thinking about for quite some time. And also, it's very wise to suggest that after a big win, not always jumping straight into a bigger buy-in event is the smart move to do for your bankroll, etc. So that tells me that you've been playing for quite some time and that you've had a lot of big wins in the past that maybe have gone unrecognized. Also, you being an online player, 2020, I know it's been a bad year for a lot of people, but this is lined up quite well to allow you to not have to go overseas to participate and be able to show your skills in a field where you maybe excel and take it down for a bracelet that is possibly never going to occur again. Like you're holding onto something right now that is a one of a kind.
Yeah, sure. That's true. Winning the bracelet. Well, yeah, I played for a really long time. I started in school, and I was always very patient about the game. I mean, many players probably play for a long time, but I didn't really have a big pause from poker. I don't think I had a month without playing poker, some poker at least, or watching something, studying something. I have been always active, even though I'm not the biggest grinder. I really enjoy like exploring the game, like studying something, watching videos or shows.
Would you consider yourself a recreational or a professional prior to the win and after?
Oh, definitely, I can consider myself a serious player and grinder, especially coming from the online world. I was developing in this side a lot because in the games I played, I reached the highest stakes. Before running the tournament, I was already playing kind of high for the online world at least. But didn't consider myself like a top player because I didn't had some huge success like like this now, or even before the tournament. My biggest tournament cash was around 20-30K, and yeah, it's not something huge. And I knew I'm definitely good because I played in the past like years. I always played scoops and W cubes and some other good tournaments and series, like in different rooms in party poker. So I faced some really good players in the 1Ks and 2Ks tournament I played. I had the chance to play at 25K, which I qualified through a satellite. So I played, and I also follow the other top players' game. Some of them record videos, they record coaching materials. So I follow that and always compare my situations, my thinking process with theirs. And I will always have been really close to their decisions, to their type of approaching the game. So I felt like good enough, and playing against those guys, and definitely if that actually made me play the tournament. Yeah.
Okay, knowing that you can battle it with some of the best,
Yeah,
and that not you
knowing
necessarily
I
have to be
can
out.
compete.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wouldn't play it if I had the money. For example, if I had 1 or 2 million, but I'm not so confident about my game, I wouldn't play it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I'm not hurrying with big tournaments now, because I still want to test myself and see better where I am.
Sula, I've got something more to add to that. If you had another question, I don't want to keep talking, but
No, you go ahead, Dan. It's all good.
So another thing that you brought up, the way you speak, is very much how I view poker as a job. For instance, I view poker as a career path. I view the game as a potential to make money. At the end of the day, I do enjoy the social aspects of it, of course, but when you try to start studying for it, the same as you would be studying for university, you try to get into this mindset that this is the goal. The goal is to try and become better in order to make money, and I play the game to profit. Would you view the game as a job?
You can. That's interesting about poker, that you can approach it in so many different ways. It can be a really good job. For example, if you want that, you should grind cash games or sit and goes and make a really good money and consistent money, I can say. Even though it's still poker, there is variance. If you pick your games correctly and do the stuff you have to do, like work hard on your strategy, you can really have a consistent money flow, and then you can consider it as a job. But you're a little capped of making a big score, and what happened with me basically, and completely changing your situation. And now all the media and stuff, like this can't happen if you're a sit and go player, for example. Maybe if you're a cash player also at the top level, which is very hard, you will have that too. But
a long time ago, I was asked if I wanted to be famous or rich, and if you want to be successful and rich in poker, you can grind it out on sit and goes and cash tables, and no one will recognize you, or you can just take down the main event and get rich and famous at the same time. That also works.
Yeah, I thought, well, why just don't win the main event instead of
just do that.
Easy.
Looked like it.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It made it look easy.
Yeah. So, Stone, just curiosity, did you get any congratulations from any of the pro poker players around the world? Did any of them reach out to you at all?
Yeah, there were some pros which congratulated me. Very players who I respect, like Ben CB, Patrick Leonard. Yeah, and many others, but not everybody personally. And I think it's okay. Yeah, a lot of people congratulated me. I mean, if I don't know someone, probably I'm not reaching out to be like. I don't see a reason. Like, for example, yeah, but many players actually congratulated me. Daniel Negreanu was also, of course.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's a character. He's very.
I think you need a bit of character on the poker table.
Yeah, definitely. He's bringing the social aspect of the game, which is, of course, respectful.
If you were to describe your own image at the live poker table, how would you describe it?
In the live poker table, well, when I, if I have to see myself from like third, like from the side, like seeing into myself
from a different perspective, yeah,
from a different perspective. Yeah, I would definitely. Probably I look like a serious player because I'm following up the game, like watching what's going around. When I'm in the hand, when I'm focused in the hand, I look like I want to kill someone.
Yep.
Just my face is like that. It's not like my concentrated face just looks like that. It's not that I wanted. So probably it's not very
friendly, not very friendly.
Yeah, it doesn't look friendly, but I'm friendly at the table, always open to talk to someone. Yeah, when I play a live tournament, I'm getting into conversations with some people. So I think that should happen. In the early days when I was playing live tournaments, I was a little bit more serious and always thinking if I say something, how it will be, what information I'm giving and stuff like that. I think it's okay, but it's a little bit too far. And, many people don't even look for this. And it's okay to talk at the table for me.
I've always been a very big over-analytical kind of person, and I've always tried to over-analyze other people's tells, my own tells, and when I do get talking, I sometimes fear that I'm giving away too much information. But like you said, majority of the people aren't looking for things like that. But in saying that, I do believe that there is strengths in being a talker. I've met some very talented players who are able to control the table and control people's actions, or at least influence by talking. I just don't think I'm one of those players.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a very interesting thing I want to explore too. Maybe in few years that will be very important at the poker table. Even now, many players are already looking for some, like, how they say it, talk moves or speech plays.
Speech play angles, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to actually make a little bit of a prediction with you, a little bit of foresight. First off, your photos, everyone who's going to be taking photos of you for the next 5 years plus, right? You're going to have a collaboration of albums building up in your Facebook and on your social media profiles of you sitting at the table in this serious pose. And you're going to start to notice how you sit or you probably are very aware of how you sit at the table, with how serious and how menacing you look. For years, I thought that I was a very friendly, approachable player, but then I started looking through the photos and I started looking through what I actually look like at the table. And I look like how you described, a menacing person who doesn't want to talk to anyone. But since you're the champ, people are going to want to talk to you. And what I predict is you're going to try and adapt and learn on how to converse with people, still be a little bit nice and still be able to socialize and focus on your game. But you're going to have to learn to actually have to talk to people, because people are going to want to talk to you.
Yeah, sure. Which is actually very challenging, and challenges are interesting. So you're definitely right, and people will have some, they will look, when they're looking at me, they'll have some image about me, and
Yes.
being
Definitely.
a World Series of Poker champion.
Yes.
And it's very interesting for me to start playing Quive and see if people will play different against me. Like I said, I played in a local tournament here, a really small tournament with 40 players. And because in Bulgaria, all the poker players are now know me. And it was very interesting to see how they actually changed their game playing against me, like mostly being more careful. But I'm talking for not professional players, so it will be interesting to see how the professionals and the other players are like changing their strategy. I think there will be a change, and also not just in strategy, but many people will just try to approach you and talk to you.
It's a
And
massive psychological effect. You're going to look down at your hold
Yeah.
cards and you're going to look back up at the table and see 8 faces staring at you. It's going to happen.
It's like, what's he going to
maybe.
do next?
Probably, yeah. If it's a smaller tournament, maybe my seat will be the most popular.
The hot seat.
Talking more on that psychological side of things, I was looking through that you have a bit of an interest in yoga, and this is something that I've been looking into very recently, just in the last 6 months. Positive thinking and preparing myself for a game or for a day, and just getting into the right headspace and using breaks for breaks, not using breaks to talk bad beats and talking poker, but actually walking away, having some water and clearing my mind. What's your approach and your interest in yoga, and have you been doing this something for a long time?
Yeah, yoga is a big part from my life nowadays. I spent a lot of my free time actually. I invest into reading books related to psychological development and self-development, spiritual development. Yoga came in my life like a few years ago, 4 or 5 years probably. And it started as a normal like exercise or gym stuff. But when I continued doing it, and I found some content also, I saw that it's way deeper, and the things you do in yoga actually are not just about your body, and not at all about your body, because the body is related also with your mind and awareness, and things in yoga are made in such structured in such way, like it's basically a science. People started doing yoga 10,000 years ago. So it's basically a science, and I found it helps me a lot, not just in poker, but in perceiving life at all, and like balancing yourself. And because poker is such an emotional game, I think yoga fits perfect to it. Because
I'm so glad you said that. I know so little about
very
this subject.
emotional.
Yeah, you've really made me happy by saying that, because I'm not sure if I was on
Yeah.
the right path or not, and I'm exploring that world at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend trying it. Like in yoga, it's interesting because you cannot feel the benefits immediately. It's not like in the gym, like if you exercise for 1 month or even for a week, like you can see, like if you're serious in the gym, I've been training also in the fitness, you can see results. In yoga, you feel good after a session of yoga, but the big benefits come if you practice it for some months at least, and you see how, if you look in the past, in the back, you see how actually your character has changed, like you're starting to be a new person, and reacting better in some situations. I mean, probably it sounds too um, like unrealistic or something, but I'm just talking from experience. Maybe it's not the same for everyone.
No, you're
I'm
speaking to the
talking,
right person. I don't think it's silly at all. And I've seen results after just a few meditation sessions and clearing my mind. And exactly how you said, just handling emotions better
Yeah.
in real life and in poker has helped me immensely.
yeah, I think all the world is like, seems like there is a trend now. Everyone is kind of familiar with some things, like basic things in for meditation, for yoga. Their internet is full with guided meditations. This is so good because in a world like this today, a lot of things are happening. Like if you're not finding time for yourself, it you will be completely lost, and you will lose your identity because you get all the spam from the outside, from news, from the streets, just walking, just talking to people. Like nowadays, at least in the areas I've been to, people are very busy and barely have time for themselves. And when they have the time, they usually watch some TV or some series, which it's easy and it distracts their mind. But what they're actually doing is not taking time from themselves, but taking some unneeded information, which even makes the thing worse in the long run.
It
And
pollutes
with
the mind.
meditation,
Yeah.
yeah, and meditation and yoga are completely about you and yourself, and you can find a lot there if you start exploring. And yeah, in the long run, you can benefit a lot from it. For me, at
Yeah.
least,
Well said.
that's why it's important
You've
for
helped
me.
me a lot with that. So thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. So,
Nice
Stoen,
to hear.
I had a look on your Facebook page again. Not that I'm stalking you, but I read this little paragraph. It was back in January in 2019. So you've written here, and it's just awesome. Every bit, every word has got so much meaning. So you've written here, poker is a game of dominance. Winning someone's chips usually means crushing their hopes and dreams. And everyone wants your chips so bad. You have to be a predator on the table to survive in the long run. It's still a fun and social game, so don't forget your smile and shower. I love that. That was just, when I read it, I thought to myself, you have just described poker in every facet possible. You nailed it. It's just,
Yeah,
and the word predator on the table, you are. A poker player is a predator on the table.
yeah. Everyone dreams for winning this.
It
Yeah,
shows
all
again.
right then. Okay, whatever. Be proud and loud, I say, Stone. Good on you. I'd be doing like this all the time. Hi, hi.
It's
That's
fun.
a
Yeah. I
awesome
should try it more
achievement.
often.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Be proud and
But
wear it. So you should.
how it works in poker is that if you play a tournament, only one player is happy with with the tournament, and it's just the first player. Yeah, of course, sometime second or third place, even the final table is huge money, and you're satisfied. But something you just missed if you're not first. You always regret something, and that's so brutal about tournaments. And everybody knows the feeling of busting a tournament, especially if it was a major and a big tournament, which it will change your life situation in some way. And busting a tournament comes with a lot of hard emotions, like you don't feel okay. If you could turn the time back and do something different, it would be so nice, but you can't. You just have to sit up of the table and go away, and nothing you can do about it. And this is really painful moment, busting a big tournament, and that's what usually happens. You bust. So yeah, again, if you do a lot of yoga and meditations, that will not frustrate you so much, and will make you more prepared for the next one. You will not keep the emotions with you and the negative energy. But always, like, if you bust, you feel bad, and everyone knows this feeling. So a lot of people, like, it's basically your tournament life. It's your life. You have this stack, your chips, and if you lose them, you lose your life, your tournament life.
Yeah.
And that's very nice. It's something which I very enjoy in playing tournaments. And you know that the guy sitting in front of you, like, wants it so bad. He's there playing. He wants to win, and you're there too. You want that too. Everybody's on the table with this dream, and only one player will go there. And like, every chip is important, and that's why I wrote it like that. It really feels like you're some predator and trying to collect as many chips, save as many as you can, and everybody's fighting for that. But it's not so expressed in the actual situation. Like, everybody in the back of his head knows this is an important one for him, like, tries to do his best. But at the table, he's like chilling and okay, but everybody in his mind is like serious about the game at some level. And yeah, when you bust, you try to look calm and everything is fine. That's probably the best reaction, but it's still painful. And that definitely, like, the pro players are definitely feeling probably like that when they take the chips of some not so experienced or not so prepared player, like some predator. But it's normal. Your strategy, you work on your strategy to have this advantage, and if it's happening, if it works for you at the right moment, it's a great you're so satisfied. It's great to have that.
Very
I,
true.
I definitely am aware of that feeling you're talking about, and every time I lose a pot, I feel like my life is getting shorter until that last chip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an important one, definitely.
So, Stoan, talking about, like, from now with the future with poker, I know there's a few big online tournaments series are happening at the moment. I know GG Poker has got another one happening. Also, PokerStars, the EPT online, which is happening as we speak from the 8th of November through to the 18th of November. Have you looked at either of those, or if so, have you planned out that you're playing any of those events in any of those tournaments?
Yeah, definitely. I already played the first tournament of the EPT series yesterday, last night, just like 10 hours before this podcast. I started playing again, and I was on a pause from the game for like 1 month or something. Like since I won the tournament, I just played a few spin and goes, but not. I basically haven't played poker for a month and a half or something, which is for sure my biggest break of poker. And
Yeah.
I was not sure if how rusty I am. I mean, if when I went back on the tables, I expected to, yeah, like to have forgotten some stuff, but yeah, I think I'm. It's not that bad. Like very fast, I turned back my game like it was, and I don't feel like I'm so rusty. But still, I want to do some preparation. I'll try to do it to do some stuff like in the upcoming hours and days. I didn't really have the time to work so much, but definitely a lot of things I wanted to check, and I'll try to do that. But even if I don't, I'll play a lot of tournaments from the EPT series, and of course the main event for sure. I will play that. Also in GG Poker, I'll see what they have there because I am not really familiar with the schedule, but I heard there is it's some big tournaments going, and yeah, basically this is the time when and the moments when where I'm getting back to poker. Um, in the past podcasts and interviews, like they asked me what's coming up for me in poker and stuff like that. I was not really sure what to answer because in poker I don't do long-term plans. Like for example, that's why I didn't play the World Series for now because the situation usually changes always with your just financial situation, if I can say like that. And I try to take my decisions like based on my current situation, and every month maybe change. I mean, even 20% change in your bankroll might change the things which you want to play. So I don't make long-term goals, and that's how I handle um, my strategy, like bankroll strategy, and picking my games. Just constantly thinking what's best for the moment and for the current situation. So I don't say like after 3 months I'll go play this. I don't have some schedule. If something is around, I'm a poker player. I don't have for now at least many outside of poker things to do and plan. So I can always jump into a tournament. It's not a problem, even to fly somewhere about a tournament. So I don't have big plans. Now the EPT started. I saw that 1 week ago or 10 days ago. I don't know. It's great. I am home. I'm walked down. Not walked down, but it's not many things to do now, and it's probably not a good idea to go and do so many things outside. So the perfect time to get back to the game, grind some online poker, and build your game up even more, and be prepared for the next.
Taking time off actually helps improve your game, I find. I like to take some time off here and there because it just gets too much and I'm overthinking things too much. So when I have a month off for go on holidays or whatnot, because you just got back from Spain and had a good time over there, I feel like you play with a lot more confidence when you come back, especially after a big win. You'd be playing with a lot more confidence. You'd be feeling a lot more ambitious with trying some new moves here and there, and just feeling clearer. It's like riding a bike for me. Just get back on.
Yeah, it's definitely refreshing. I mean, if you constantly grind and don't even stop for a short break, you start to burn yourself a bit. And after I get this vacation, I definitely felt refreshed, and like even playing some small tournament, for me it felt like so interesting. Like not even playing for the money, just I enjoy playing the game because I didn't play a hand of poker for a month or so, and it's a game which after so many years I am actually still interested into. It's fun for me to play poker. It's not just about winning some money.
That's
And
good to hear. It's really
Yeah,
good
you got to
hear.
enjoy what you do. Definitely.
yeah, it's a competitive game, and competition it's always fun. And if you didn't play for a while, everything is a little bit more fresh for you. Like you didn't do that. Like for example, if you like skiing, and like in Bulgaria, for example, we have like 4 months of skiing time, and I like skiing. And if I had a warm summer and 8 months of not skiing, the first days I'm so passionate about skiing, but at the end of the week I just want to go back at home and probably play poker, and I don't want to go on the ski anymore. It's the same about everything.
Yeah, because you're coming into winter now in Europe.
Mhm.
Yeah,
the winter season
nice.
is starting now in Bulgaria.
I was in
Beautiful.
Sweden for Christmas last year, and I tried snowboarding and skiing. A lot better skier than I am snowboarder. But, yeah.
Yeah, like with kids, it's easier to start because you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got
Better-
balance. You got
better-
something to
better
help you
have the
balance.
Yeah.
We are running a bit long, but I really wanted to shout. I wanted to make a question that I think that was really important to me, and if I'm correct, it should be important to you. I noticed in some of your previous interviews the respect of your family and friends and how they view poker before you winning. You made a comment in one of your interviews saying that your family now view poker in a different way after winning the World Series. And I remember thinking to myself, it just took winning the biggest event in the world to convince them. Would you mind letting me know, like, is it the country? Is it your family in particular? Is there a lot of people that view poker as gambling and therefore negative? I've got some experience in this area, and I'm wanting to hear what you think of this.
Because poker is not probably so popular in Bulgaria, maybe it's well the generations changes, and if I talk with someone closer to my age, even if he doesn't know anything about poker, feels like people are a little bit more open-minded for not so typical way of earning money or even spending your time. And of course, there are all the bad stories for people who lost a lot of money, probably broke their family. We can't say that's not happening. I mean, everybody, but it's not just because of it's not just because of the game and how it works. Mostly it's because of the decisions which a man takes. I mean, you can invest in business and also bust.
Yes.
But there is something about, because many people consider poker as gambling, and gambling for many people is a big no-no. And they don't even know anything about how the things work, and they judge on it because they heard some stories. And many of of the older generation people, like my family, for example. My family is not extreme about it, but always they have some people because they have so many years of experience, and maybe 20 years ago some of their friends or friend of their friend like did something not smart.
Yep.
And they know this story, and that's all they know about the poker game or the gambling at all.
The gambling, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they relate the game to. And so even if they're a little more open-minded, that's all they know. So it cannot stay without affecting their. So I played poker for a long time, and my family like saw me at some point that I'm making a living out of it, and I'm finding a way to do it. It's not a certainly burning money or something.
Oops, sorry. I don't know what that was.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
And,
You are in an excellent position right now to help boost poker globally. We need people like yourself in a position where they can help change the opinion. As you said, younger generations, it's a lot easier to talk to them about these things compared to older generations. But there are going to be few people that trickle through society that have been hurt by family members that have experienced some gambling debts, and that the word gambling is such a dirty word in that family that they just won't accept it no matter what. You winning this event and living where you are and knowing the people that you know, you have this amazing potential to spread the game and to make it so that people can see it potentially in a better light, and that it's decisions, like you said, decisions that people make, not the game itself that the people play. That is bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to advertise that poker is great, like the it's like an easy way to make money or something like that. Not at all. It's very hard to make money off poker, but many players like me and thousands or millions of other players do it. So it's possible. You just have to work. And what I want to say is more like you have to be doing it smart and be aware if you can do it or not. If you're losing money and you're a bad player for 5-10 years, probably
give up, try something else.
Yeah, probably it's the good idea to stop if it's not about the other aspects like enjoying the game or something. But if you are considering to make a living of it and you're not doing it for 10 years, either you have to do a change and start seeing, like, it's a basic stuff, like seeing why it's not working for you. I mean, asking yourself questions always leads to the answers, and if you that can change you. And
you
if
need to be prepared for those answers as well.
Of course, yeah. If you take the right decisions, you can change yourself and be a winning player and change the results. I experienced that actually. Like 5 years ago, I started working way harder on my game because all the softwares popped up 5 years ago, and I started using those, and this changed my perspective of the game a lot, and it still does change it. But there are many people who don't do a thing about developing their game. They just grind, and maybe they are not starting to be a little bit out of the curve. So
did I understand you correctly? You were talking about HUDs then? Were you talking about
Excuse
heads
me?
up displays? You said software developed 5 years ago. What did you mean?
I mean, it was 5 years ago, the solvers started being a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like Pure Solver, even the other softwares which track your hands, allowing you to analyze them, started being better. And if you know how to use it, if you use it, there is a lot of there's a lot of ways to improve your game. Even talking
Yeah.
with people, commenting hints, everything helps. It's just about if you're willing to do it or not. And if you're a losing player, you can always change that. Maybe, yeah, I think it's work is more important than talent in the long run, maybe. And talent just helps, of course. Things get
Me and Sula can contact you and get some coaching now, because as you
Yeah.
said, it's going to improve our game.
maybe after the session we can discuss it.
Yeah, that'd be
Don't
awesome.
want to promote my coaching.
There you go, Sula.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Stoan, this has just been the best. Like, you're such a humble person. I mean, for 29 years of age, and you've accomplished this magical bracelet event that you've done is fantastic. What we'd like to see here in Australia, love to see you come down for our Aussie Millions. That would be awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to wish also the Australian players to experience such emotions and winning some tournaments. I know the situation in Australia is a bit difficult with poker. I hope
Yeah.
maybe in future it changes. Who knows? The game of poker is great, and I think in every country should be able to have the chance to play the game if people want it, but in a smart way. And of course, for everything there is a solution. It's not the best solution just to forbidden the game or something. It's just not so
I like what you said.
optimal.
There is a solution for everything. I believe that too.
Yeah, there are many players who enjoy the game, and it has to be optimized.
Yeah. All right, Stoan. Well, thank you for your time again. It's been a pleasure. We'll do this again sometime soon.
Yeah,
And follow you.
hopefully after another win.
Yeah. Okay, then. And another bracelet. Thanks.
Thanks.
No.
It was nice to talk to you guys. One of the best podcasts I had so far.
Oh, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. That means a lot. Thank you so much. So, like we said, we'll keep in touch. Good luck in your ventures in the near future with your online tournaments. And we'll talk again soon.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, bye from Australia.